Kinder Surprise eggs. These chocolates have been around for over 50 years and are strictly banned in many countries, including America. And despite it being late summer at the time of recording, I am reminded of Easter egg hunts when talking about Kinder Surprise eggs. In fact, it was the very concept of Easter egg hunts which was the inspiration behind this very product. What led me to making this video was going to a store and seeing a Kinder egg. Now, it had a different name than Kinder Surprise. It was called Kinder Joy, but I did wonder to myself, weren't Kinder eggs banned here in the States? Now, Kinder Surprises and Kinder Joys are two separate products, but before we really dive into the differences, I do want to get more into the context behind the ban of Kinder Surprise eggs themselves. The Food, Drug, and Cosmetics Act was passed in 1938 to set further clarification on guidelines and standards. Amendments were and can still be made to this act as the industry itself evolves. The 1938 Act included a small but important section about packaging. Non-nutritive objects cannot be embedded in food if they are not essential to the functioning of a product or needed during the manufacturing process. Kinder Surprise eggs have a plastic capsule embedded in the chocolate that holds a toy. So from my understanding, from the point of view of a little purple-haired YouTuber, anything that isn't food can't be put into a food product unless it is considered necessary when making the product. As I researched for this video, the 1938 Act was a potential reason behind the ban, but as I looked deeper into my research, I did come across a notice from U.S. Customs. It was more so an advisory that did remind travelers about the ban behind the egg. The advisory does mention concerns of the small capsule or toy being a hazard if eaten by mistake. I can completely understand why Kinder Surprise eggs are banned in America. It could be any of the two reasons, or maybe even a combination of both. Either way, the Kinder Joy was likely made in response to the Kinder Surprise ban. Kinder Joys are similar to Kinder Surprise. They do include a treat as well as a toy, but they are different enough so they can be sold in markets such as America. Differences between Kinder Joys and Kinder Surprises lies in the packaging. I actually picked up the Kinder Joy, which is allowed here, to find out these differences. The toy and candy are in two separate compartments. One side of the egg has the candy. It's a white chocolate cream, a bit like frosting, and there's also two wafers in there. A spoon is also included to scoop out the chocolate. But there is, of course, the toy, and it is in a separate compartment too. The toy also has a QR code. The QR code is apparently for an app called A Play-Doh, and people can bring the toys included to life in an app that's similar to Skylanders or Amiibos. The toys that come with Kinder Surprises and Kinder Joys are random, much like today's blind boxes, though there are specific themed sets of the eggs. At least for Kinder Joys, I've mainly seen seasonal themes, such as Halloween or Christmas. It is interesting, though, that Kinder Joy seems to have many products outside of Easter where its inspiration originally came from. I actually found older ads for the original Kinder Surprise eggs about Christmas. I am fascinated with old advertising. I think looking at old ads would make for a good video. But yes, anyway, for viewers outside of the US, if you've ever had a Kinder Surprise, let me know what you think about it. I love making videos about niche topics like this. If you want me to cover any particular niche or nostalgic topic, please make sure to comment below with your suggestions. I really do appreciate you for watching until the end, and thank you so much for your support.